One image, 1,000 secrets, and a truth you never expected to find. Ever wonder what happens when you get too close to a kangaroo? This photographer found out, the hard way. With a swift 1-2, this roo sent the camera sky high and the human rethinking their life choices. In the kangaroo's world, you're either a friend or a sparring partner. Perched high on the Great Pyramid of Giza, these travelers in the early 1900s stand where history towers above time. Beside them, a local guide, silent, steady, has likely seen countless visitors come and go, yet the stones remain unchanged for over 4,500 years. Here, on the edge of the ancient world, the view hasn't just lasted centuries, it's lasted civilizations. In the golden age of cinema, beauty wasn't just about perfection, it was about presence. Here, Italian screen icon Sophia Loren radiates timeless elegance, unapologetic, self-assured, and unforgettable. A single photograph, capturing a lifetime of allure. Before dryers and fast fashion, laundry day was an all-day event. Here, in a moment frozen in time, a woman hangs an enormous pair of long johns, practical, warm, and built to last. A simple chore, and a reminder of a slower, sturdier way of life. In an era before smartphones and breaking news alerts, the radio was the heartbeat of the community. Neighbors would gather on the street, hanging on to every word, whether it was a big game, a breaking headline, or a favorite show. A single voice over the airwaves, bringing everyone together. On a sunny 1950s beach, a woman in a chic, strapless swimsuit lounges with effortless elegance. With perfectly styled hair and a poised demeanor, she captures the timeless glamour of the era, turning a simple day at the beach into a statement in style. In a rare behind-the-scenes moment, the king of rock and roll steps away from the microphone to step behind the camera. Suit sharp, charm intact, Elvis Presley captures his own view of the world, proving his talents weren't just for the stage. In the late 1800s, bicycles weren't just transportation. They were a statement of style and engineering. This rare, sociable bike let two riders sit side by side, pedaling together, and perhaps courting along the way. Part romance, part innovation. This was how couples once rolled through history. Imagine being a kid and seeing this. A man balancing upside down on one hand like it's no big deal. For her, it's pure shock and wonder. For him, it's just another day defying gravity. A perfect snapshot of awe, skill, and a little bit of, how is that even possible? Step back to the early 1900s, where horse-drawn carriages and early cars shared the streets beneath a tangle of power and trolley wires, signs of a city racing into the modern age. Washington, D.C., 1902. The east front of the United States Capitol stands tall, captured here in stunning detail by photographer William Henry Jackson. This 8 by 10-inch glass negative preserves a moment in time, when horse-drawn carriages still rolled past the heart of American democracy. Step inside a bustling linotype room of the mid-20th century, where rows of skilled operators transform molten lead into lines of type for newspapers and books. The rhythmic clatter of machines fills the air, each keystroke a step in bringing stories to life. In this snapshot of industrial America, craftsmanship and technology meet, powering the print era before the dawn of digital media. Step back to the early 1900s and behold the Aragon Hotel, an elegant 4-story landmark where horse-drawn carriages and the first automobiles shared the streets. Its grand entrance, wide verandas, and towering architecture welcomed travelers with style and comfort, offering a glimpse into an era when luxury met the charm of small-town America. Early 1900s waterfront life, where dock workers, merchants, and townsfolk bustled together in the heart of the port. Crates of goods were unloaded, deals struck on the spot, and the hum of industry filled the air. In the distance, brick buildings and smokestacks marked a city growing fast, driven by trade and the grit of the working class. Behold the grandeur of late 19th century architecture, ornate facades, arched windows, and detailed stonework that spoke of prosperity and ambition. On the busy streets below, men in bowler hats and women in long dresses go about their day, while the Central National Bank stands proudly at the corner, a symbol of the city's growing wealth and confidence. This is the Skoda PA2 Jelva, a 1920s Czechoslovak armored car nicknamed the Turtle for its rounded shell. Built for urban combat with machine guns on all sides, it could deflect bullets from any angle. But it was slow, heavy, and costly, so only a few were made. One of history's strangest military designs. In the 1920s, stunt performers pulled off some of the most dangerous spectacles imaginable, like this tennis match, played on the wings of a flying biplane. Balancing hundreds of feet above the ground with no safety harness, these daredevils risked it all for the thrill and the crowd's applause. Imagine it's the early 1930s. You've packed up the family, loaded the car, and driven for hours, not to a campground, but to the very edge of a massive cliff. This breathtaking spot is Palouse Falls in Washington state, long before safety rails and designated viewing areas. Families would pull right up to the precipice, unpack a picnic, and enjoy lunch just feet away from a sheer drop hundreds of feet high. East Berlin, 1973, Angela Davis, the American activist and scholar, was welcomed like a hero. In a city divided by ideology, her visit became a beacon of unity and resistance. To thousands gathered, she was more than a symbol of the U.S. civil rights struggle. She was living proof that the fight against oppression was a global cause. Montgomery, Alabama, 1955. One quiet act of defiance changed the course of history. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, sparking the Montgomery bus boycott and igniting the civil rights movement. Her courage proved that one person's stand could inspire a nation to move toward justice. Woodstock, 1969. More than just a music festival, it was the epicenter of a counterculture revolution. Peace, love, and psychedelics. Here, $1 could buy you a trip far beyond the music. It was a time when boundaries blurred, freedom reigned, and the spirit of the 60s reached its wild, vibrant peak. 1947. Arctic explorer Peter Freuchen, a man who braved the world's most unforgiving landscapes, stands proudly in a coat made from a polar bear he hunted himself. Beside him, his third wife, Dagmar Freuchen Gale, exudes elegance and calm, a striking contrast to her husband's rugged legend. 1947. Arctic explorer Peter Freuchen, a man who braved the world's most unforgiving landscapes, stands proudly in a coat made from a polar bear he hunted himself. Beside him, his third wife, Dagmar Freuchen Gale, exudes elegance and calm, a striking contrast to her husband's rugged legend. In this iconic image, Colonel Harland Sanders stands proudly in front of one of his Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurants, dressed in his signature white suit, black string tie, and holding his cane. Born in 1890, Sanders spent decades working odd jobs before perfecting his secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices in the 1930s. Like and subscribe for more videos.